Hey, my name is Badass Banny. Welcome to my channel. If you're an ace, AMAC, and sex human trafficking survivor, you're in the right place. And it won't cost you a penny to like and subscribe and to share worldwide. And please leave a comment down below on the video. Today we're going to talk about storytelling. And I got this little ball. It's like a little stress ball, squeeze. So I think I'll hold that instead of the water bottle because it makes noise. Um, so I remember I was 6 years old and I kissed a girl, and her name was Sabrina, and she was a next door neighbor, and I spent the night. And when I kissed her on the lips and we went to sleep, that's all we did. We didn't do anything else inappropriate. So her mother, I was playing outside the next day out on the sidewalk, and the mother was very angry, the look on her face, I thought she wanted to hurt me good. So I can feel the vibration of her pounding on the pavement, stomping. And so I went and rushed into the house and shut the door, slammed the door. And I heard this pounding, bam, 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 on the door. And my mom opens it, and I haven't even told my mom what the hell happened. And so the lady's all, your kid owes my daughter an apology. I have no idea to this day, why I need to apologize, but I apologize because I kissed her. And Mom and I never talked about it. We didn't talk about sex. We didn't talk hardly about anything. Mom was very, like a great mystery. We didn't talk much. And I do remember as a teenager, she ripped a book in half and gave me part of it, and it was the Women's Bodies and Ourselves, an old 1960s book, feminist book, and she just ripped it and said, here, read this. When you get a little older, we're going to read this. And that happened. And, in junior high, you watch these videos and stuff, and the science about it, and then this is like in the 80s. And back then, we all took showers, and stuff, and we were in our underwear, and no big deal, and I hadn't had any problems or nothing. At junior high, same thing, we would wash, and I was an athlete, never had any problems. And when I was in soccer, I did remember, because I didn't date in high school, junior high, or nothing. And when there's a girl on the soccer team, she had long brown hair and blue eyes and bangs here, and she came over running because I had like a cramp and I was down, I was rubbing it, and she comes running over and helps me rub it out. And my arms and my face, I know I flushed and I was red, and my stomach was having these butterfly, feelings. And I have to tell you something, I haven't felt those feelings since that I can remember. I don't. And I've been, so I didn't connect with all that. Everybody thought I would go to another country and send a postcard or something, and out of the two other girls I hung out with, we thought maybe, one was going to get married, who was going to get married first or had kids and all that, and I was supposed to be the last one. I ended up being the first one. And so, excuse me, it's like 2 in the morning, I'm making this video. My time's off a little, but I got married as a teen, and I remember using, I didn't have birth control. I remember using other form of, I think it was some kind of thing that you put inside you and it melts and it's a mess. And anyway, I ended up, had like 23 units of classes, and most of them were PE, and I was a physical ed, was my major, and wanted to teach. And so the guy I was with wanted to sign up for school that day too, and did. And, you know, very charming, looked like Sylvester Stallone with a broken nose. And those kinds of things were attracted to me. I was a very sick young person. And we lived together for 11 years, domestic violence, you heard about that. We had 3 wonderful kids, and that's the best thing out of it. And then I got into a second marriage with a woman, and she ended up having, I didn't know, have a multiple personality disorder, alcoholic. I seemed to pick people with mental illness, angry, rage, mental illness. My antennas are broken, bent. And I always thought, it'd be easier to telepath with somebody, than to talk. And so, I ended up divorcing her after a year because she would stand there one time and she's like, hit me. And I'm like, no, I don't hit people. Hit me. No. And so she picks up her shoe or something or throws it at the wall. And I'm like, what are you doing? Don't be destroying the house, and she ended up going and staying in, I had another room, stayed in the other room, and it was just deteriorating. And I learned a lot. I learned that I married my mother. And I was like 40 years old. And then I ended up divorcing her after a year and got together with another woman, met her online, we fell in love. Good 7 years, and the deterioration was not seeing her enough. It was a sexless marriage. There was intimacy, but my love language is physical, and I was in some other dating, women, and they wouldn't. It was always about control when they wanted it, and but we didn't end up having relations for a long time. I mean, we would have sex, but I wouldn't be able to get off. And I realized that with her that I had gender dysphoria, and that I was missing a penis, and that I wasn't able to do a like a heterosexual type of sex. And I was a lesbian. I've been a lesbian as long as I could remember. And I worked through a lot of my sexual assault issues, so I don't have, I thought, well, am I lesbian because of what happened to me with the, Dylan and Milo and all that, and Amaxed up, and no. So it, and pressure from my mom to, to have kids, and well, she got them. Yeah, so the relationships haven't been all that great, but the last one was the best out of the 3. And I had to ask for a divorce at 11 years, so 11, because her mother also got sick with dementia, and mom didn't. I came out with transgender at 48, and mom didn't want me to live with her, and that was really hurtful. But I know that my ex had to, she took care of her parent, and You know, it'd been nice to have been there and help out too. But, you know, transphobia and homophobic and all that is real. And I had been exploring. I haven't been able to explore growing up, dating as much. So I'm doing those things now. And I kind of know exactly what I want and don't want. Um, so if you haven't been able to explore as an AMAX survivor and you're single, it's intimidating. And today it's just crazy and weird out there, you know. And I've gotten in myself some high risk situations, and I realized that I have a dark side, a shadow side, and I was working on that, and I accept it. You know, when sometimes I get stressed, I want to have sex. And that's part of AMAC issues. Sometimes people, AMAC survivors, when they get stressed, some people will just take all their clothes off, and then you know how, you know, why they took all their clothes off, you know. There's odd things that AMAC survivors do when they get stressed. So I've been, you know, going for walks. I had to make myself eat today. I didn't feel like eating. I'm talking on here. It's Thursday now. It's like 2 in the morning. So I'm leaving it up to God, my higher power, this time. I've been okay by myself, but I've been lonely. And I feel like, as Native American, we believe that, you know, living by yourself is, you know, we have pity on us. You know, it's like, I don't want to live by myself anymore. I've been on my own for so long, y'all, and I want to have a lifelong companion, man. I want to have a good fit. I want to have some peace and love in my home. I got this studio, but it doesn't feel home. I haven't felt like I've been at home. And I lost my home in the fire. We didn't lose our home in the fire, but we had to move because there's smoke damage. Everybody was gone around us in the campfire. And that'll be another video. But I really just wanted to talk about my sexual journey a little bit. I've done a sexual inventory through AA, and I will show you how to do that on here on the video. And my responsibility and everything had been codependency, staying in the relationship. That was toxic and not good. So, what are you going to do to take care of yourself today?